All right, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Let me hit somebody on some mute. Yeah, I knew that was Drew Titan. Hey, so what's good, everybody? We're back. OG Boxing Talk. We got my man Blood Boxing. Say Blood Boxing. Give him the good morning spiel. Blood Boxing, you there? Man, Blood Boxing went out on me, man. All right, so Curtis Anderson, what's up? Tell everybody how to get you, how to contact you before we get started.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Curtis Anderson, better known as Kurt Sugar. You can reach me on Blue Blood Sports TV and OG Boxing Talk. Obviously, that's how you can reach me Monday through Fridays. The times vary in the afternoon with Blue Blood Sports TV and 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday mornings. That's OG Boxing Talk.
All right, Drew Titan, man, let them know how to get you.
Yes, sir. Good morning, everybody. I am Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. You can follow me right here on YouTube. You catch me on OG Boxing Talk like you're doing this morning. You can also follow me at on Instagram. I'll be doing a show later on today. It's called LDBC Strong. I focus on health and wellness. And I'll be having some pop-up lives focused more on boxing. So stay tuned for that. Watch for the advertisements.
All right, Trap House Boxing, let them know about you.
Good morning, everybody. This is Trap House Boxing, man. You can find me on YouTube, Trap House Boxing, Twitter, Trap House Boxing, Instagram, Trap House Boxing. And you can also find me every Sunday, 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on OG Boxing Talking for now International.
All right, so let me say what's up to everybody, to most of the people in the chat. Miss Boxing, what's good? Always pleasure to see you. Omega Red, what's going on? Ronald Finkley, what's going on, man? Right Hook, what's happening? Underground Asylum, B&B Boxing, Michael James 616, Philly Miz 215. What's happening with you? Ronald Jones, JC, Omega Red, Ronald Fink. I think I said what's up to Ronald Finkley. That's my man. I've said what's up to him already. Jay Good, Trick Noty in the building. He says Trick Noty in the building. OG's good morning. Yeah, good morning to you. Laws D Punch Out TV. What's going on with you? With the weekend, I think I caught the tail end of your show, Weekend Boxing Talk on Lies to Punch Out TV. I'm pretty sure that's where I saw that. Dollar Bill in the super chat said, "Good morning, brothers. Good morning to you." Carver William in the building, man. What's going on to the member, the African sci-fi scholar Eduardo Santiago, and we're going to end it with Crush, the legend. What is happening with everybody? So this morning we do not, for some reason, have the great KQKC Boxing, man. KQ must have stayed out, must have stayed up late night calling all the fights. So I think we're one panel member short this morning. But let's get it going. As you guys know, we usually have like a warm up question, and that today is going to be, what is your favorite team? And you can only pick one, and it doesn't matter what sport it is, but and the year, like the favorite. Not so. Don't just say like, "Hey, my favorite team is the 1970." My favorite team is the Minnesota Timberwolves. But no, my favorite team is the 1998 to 2001, or Minnesota Timberwolves. So we'll start off with Drew Titan. Drew Titan, what is your favorite team?
Well, this is going to be blasphemous, but I don't give a shit because there's a story behind it. Chicago Bulls. Chicago Bulls since 1984-ish till this very moment. That's my favorite team, and it's kind of stupid how I became a fan, but it just so happens that they end up being one of the best teams like in sports history. Way back in like 1984, I got an older cousin. He was watching the NBA when it used to come on CBS back in the days, if people remember. And NBA used to come on CBS, not NBC, CBS. And he's watching the game. He says, "Yo, you like basketball?" I said, "Yeah, I'm getting into it." He says, "So you got to be a Knicks fan because I'm from New York." So I said, "Well, who's the Knicks?" And he says, yeah, right there in blue and orange. I said, fucking blue and orange don't even match, man. I don't like that. So he says, what's your favorite color? I said, red. So he says, all right, you got the Atlanta Hawks and you got the Chicago Bulls. So the Chicago Bulls majority wore red. I said, yeah, I think I'm gonna follow the Bulls. That was way back in '84. And then, they draft Jordan. I remember when Orlando Woolridge was playing for the Bulls. All right. Then sometime down the road, they draft Jordan. And, in the 90s, they took over the 90s. And then people were swearing to God I was a front runner. And I'm like, nah, it's not even like that. Whatever. But I ain't go around justifying why I root for certain teams. But, when I was following the NFL, it was the Bulls, it was the Redskins. If I wanted to follow hockey, it'd be the Detroit Red Wings. You understand what I'm saying? So everything red I was following. I kept that from when I was growing up. So I just ended up a Bulls fan. I just followed that team through all the ups and downs. I remember reading the paper because they didn't air a lot of games in New York for the Bulls. You had to read about it. I remember reading the paper and having to read that, they played Magic and the Lakers and they got their ass kicked, or they played Bird and the Celtics and got their ass kicked. I remember those days. And when we got together, we had a pretty good run, So, I love the team. I can't stand them sometimes because they don't do what they need to do, but yeah, Chicago Bulls since 1984.
All right. Yeah, man, you must have had a hard time in New York.
Oh, man. I mean, going to high school, you was, man, I was damn near going to fucking fist fights in the lunchroom over that shit, man. New York, come on, man. It was straight Patrick Ewing, Anthony Mason, John Starks, but I always came out laughing.
Yeah,
because what they did to the Knicks, man. You know what they did. I went to some of those games too. You know what they did to the Knicks, man. It was crazy. New York was a zoo. Diehards out here though, but yeah, I always came out laughing.
Hey, all right. So let's go to Trap House Boxing. Trap House Boxing. What was your favorite team, and of a specific year, or of a certain range or whatever? But who's your favorite? What's your favorite team?
Well, yeah, I have to go to college, man, because that's the only favorite team that I consistently root for, which is the Florida State Seminoles, man. In the 90s when they had Peter Ward, Charlie Ward, and all those guys, man. And I always been a big Seminole fan. But as far as like on
the trash.
Shut up, nigga. We don't talking about no garbage ass Gator. Anyway,
Charlie Ward was a Knick. Fuck him.
Hey man, look, y'all need to get off these boys from the tally hole, man. But anyway, I was a real big Florida State Seminole fan. Still is. I still root for Seminoles, but as far as like the sports, I mean the pro sports, I was really more of like a player. I like the players. But if I can say one team that I consistently rooted for, like in basketball, I might have to go with the 76ers because, like I said, I always been a Michael Jordan fan, all the fans of all those other guys, but I didn't stick to one team. I like Reggie Miller and all those other guys. But when AI came into the league, I already had in my mind when he was at Georgetown, whatever team he go to, that's going to be my team. And AI is my favorite player of all time. And that's pretty much it on that. NFL, Tampa, I roll with Tampa, even though they ain't shit. But I roll with Tampa. In baseball, I am a Yankees fan. And that's it.
That's what's up. All right. Blood boxing. Your favorite team ever?
My favorite team ever. I'm just like Trap House Boxing. I guess it's just the Florida boy thing because I don't have a favorite team in pros. I kind of go with the player. So I'm a Gator boy, and Trap House Boxing, he talking about that trash ass Charlie Ward team. And also, Drew, you can't defend him after what you just said, bro. You said you didn't even go for the Knicks, bro. So how you going now all of a sudden now want to be a Knick now because Charlie
Fuck
Ward?
the Knicks. I said, nah, Charlie Ward was a Knickerbocker. When he got drafted, he came to New York. Fuck that dude forever.
You don't like the Knicks, bro. You like the Bulls, bro. You just
what was Charlie Ward supposed to go, bro? Are you supposed to go to Chicago?
He was supposed to go to NFL. How about that?
He did right. He went to the league. He did right. He wasn't gonna have a long career in the NFL, man.
Yeah, he was too small for. No, don't get me wrong. Charlotte Ward was a bad boy. They had Sam Cassell. I think they had Sam Cassell on basketball when Charlotte Ward was playing basketball over there at FSU, right? Trap when Sam Cassell on that team too.
You talking about the Knicks?
No, he was. Yeah, he was. No, he wouldn't. No, he wasn't.
No. Sam Cassell.
Now, see, Sam Cassell's a winner. He came straight to the league and got 2 chips off the bat.
Okay.
See, he's a winner. See, he know how to do it. See, Charlie Ward is a fabulous fucker.
Because Sam Cassell came into Houston, right?
Yep. Rookie year, 2 rings off the bat, and they only got those rings because Mike retired.
Okay. All right. Well, as a team, man, I'm gonna be real, man. I followed the Bulls, man, because of I was a Michael Jordan's fan, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, man. And I like the second run better. The one when they had Rodman on the team. Okay, the first run was straight. The first 3 that Jordan them got was good with Scottie Pippen them, and they had Paxson and all them guys. But I like the second team better. I mean, even though they had Cartwright, Paxson, and a few others, and Horace Grant. Horace Grant went over to the Orlando Magic, from what I remember, and they had picked up Dennis Rodman and a few others, and Luke Longley and all them, and Kerr. I like the second Chicago Bull from the second group of championships, the second 3 championships. I like that team.
You talking about with Kukoc and them on there?
Yeah. After Jordan left, and then he came back, man. Yeah, you remember, man, it was kind of hard for me watching the Bulls, man, when Jordan went and started playing baseball, and Kukoc, they tried to make Kukoc the man over Scottie Pippen, bro. Remember that game?
Yeah, that was messed up.
No,
that was messed up.
No, it wasn't. You talking about when he took him out the game?
Yeah, man.
No, that was what he was supposed to do, because Kukoc is clutch.
Yeah.
Pippen said he had a headache. I lost respect for Pippen when he said that.
He sit his ass down to get that ball. The game winning shot, man. Give Kukoc.
Yeah, you're right, Talon, because Scottie wasn't no last minute type. He wasn't no game winning shot guy. He was a good role player, but he wasn't no leader.
I remember what happened. They blew the lead. And he refused to come off the bench. He was just sitting there. He refused. They blew the lead to the Knicks. They refused. And I remember that game because I was dreading going to school that Monday. I remember that shit. And they blew the lead. He refused to come off the bench. It was an inbound to him, and it was like maybe a second and a half left. And Tony shot the jumper and made the shot all net. And I said, damn, Scottie, you really let me down, because I want to root for that guy. Because what I wanted Scottie in 1994 to get 1 chip, and so he could just say, by the way, I did this shit without Mike. All right, because he was always robbing the Batman. You understand what I'm saying? I wanted that for Scottie so bad, but he had that fucking meltdown. And Hugh Hollins, I swear to God, if I ever see this guy in the street, it's on sight, because he stole that shit. Right here in New York. If y'all remember the Hubert Davis shot, and they gave him 3 free throws at the end of that game.
Yeah.
The Bulls.
Every time Scottie Pippen dunked on somebody.
Oh my God, it was horrible. But
hey, man, let's move this forward, because I want to tell all y'all niggas to get up off the Bulls. Okay. Hey, I don't need to be sitting around no Florida, New York, and New Jersey niggas talking about the Bulls. Y'all just walking on coattails, okay?
We all love the
Bulls. That's my squad, right? That was. But to answer the question, let me get to Curtis Anderson. Don't say the Bulls, man. I should say except.
But hold on for now. You can't say that, because that's just like everybody was 40. A lot of people 49ers fans around that time. So you couldn't. Everybody didn't want to do Jerry and Joe and all that. It's the same shit.
Let me tell you, man. I am only a Chicago fan. I don't fuck with nobody but the White Sox. I don't fuck with nobody but the Bulls. I don't fuck with nobody but the Bears. And that's what I do. And I've been sitting in fucking misery as a Chicago fan for years and years and years. No, man, I can say it.
None of those guys came from Chicago originally. You had to get other talent.
No, it's professional basketball. What else you gonna do? It's professional basketball. just professional basketball. Everybody's like, if you weren't rocking Norm Van Leer and Artis Gilmore, I don't want to hear it, man. Okay.
Hey, for now, guess what? Guess what? Michael Jordan was born in Brooklyn. Hello.
So what? I don't care. It don't matter to me. It don't matter to me where he's born. It's the squad. The squad is the Bulls. But let me ask Curtis real quick, man. Who is your favorite team?
Oh, definitely the Pittsburgh Steelers. Growing up as a kid, they won 4 Super Bowls in 6 years, 74, 75, 79, 80. Just like the Bulls, they was very popular because Steelers became a national team. Everybody loved the Steelers, man. They had an all-star team, man. Terry Bradshaw. And you couldn't tell me I wasn't Lynn Swann, John Stallworth, Mel Blount, Jack Lambert. They was just, awesome, man. My mother bought me this Franco Harris jersey way back when I was young, man, like 10 years old. And I've been a Steelers fan, man, since 74, man. I bleed black and gold. And I know we said one team, but I was also a diehard Yankees fan. Yankee fans is big in New York, man. And they was winning championships, 27 of them. And, everybody liked the Bulls. Speaking of the Bulls, they have a 10-part docu-series coming in the summertime on ESPN. So they're going to show you the popularity. They was more like rock stars than anything, man. But and I'm a Hurricane fan, but, I would have to say.
No, Kurt. No,
I'm a diehard Hurricane. I'm a diehard Hurricane fan.
No, Kurt. Oh no! Oh, you hurt me.
Diehard. Because I'm gonna tell you why, real quick. They ran a pro set offense, and Nebraska. That's when they had Turner, Gayle, and all of them, and they was unbeatable. And they came into Miami in the Orange Bowl, and they was big underdogs, the Hurricane, and they start passing on first down, confused Nebraska. That was one of the biggest upsets in college football history. And ever since then, well, not now, but Miami start rattling off championship after championship. So, them Florida boys was doing it, man. Miami Hurricanes.
Hey, Kurt. Hey, let me just real quick, Kurt, man. If you get a chance, man, watch that reunion, man, with Ray Lewis and Michael Irvin and them for the U, man. That's a really good reunion. It just came out a few weeks ago, bro.
I'll check that out, man.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't know who I hate more, out of them garbage ass Gators or them old sorry ass boys out of Dade County. I don't know which one I hate the most.
I don't know, but we beat y'all this year, though. That's all that matters, bro. We beat y'all this year, bro. So don't even go there, man. Y'all ain't had no success, bro. So don't even go there.
Well, all right. Well, let me get to mine, and we'll move on towards any agenda. Mine is, unlike you other farewell fans of the Bulls, my favorite team, even though I'm from Chicago, is the Fighting Illini of 1989 with Kendall Gill, Kurt, God, man, what's his name? Stephen Bardo. They had Nick Anderson, Kenny Battle, and we lost in the Final Four to Michigan and that fucking Jim Rice, who hit all them fucking threes, went bananas. We beat him all the time. What's the Glenn Rice used to play for the Lakers? That was my favorite time because that's my favorite. That's my favorite team ever because I used to run when I was in. Because these were all guys that were pretty much in high school the same time as me. And I was running. There used to be this thing called the state of Illinois used to have these Olympics called the Prairie State Games. So, and it was in like down at the University of Illinois. So when you went, all of the Illinois players and all of the, basically college players that were from Illinois that played in different states all played in the Prairie State Games. So in the summertime, I watched Marcus Liberty, play with Kenny Battle's team, and Kenny Battle would have like 30 points on just shitload of dunks, and Kendall Gill would be putting 40 points up on clowns. It was just wild, man. I mean, watching those dudes could ball, and several of them had very, very long NBA careers. So that was my favorite team. It kind of hurt when they lost to Michigan, but it is what it is. But y'all just all that sometimey Chicago fan stuff, man. Just
Yeah, when it comes to Michigan,
Hold on. First of all, my man, nobody said they were Chicago fans. They said we liked the Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. We liked the players on the team.
That's Chicago.
We don't like Chicago.
You don't get
we wasn't hold up. We wasn't Will Perdue and Luke Longley and Bill Cartwright fans and what's that dude named Greg? What's that Hodge dude name? No. Hold on.
Can't even name the team members.
Hey, for now, you look like Stacey King, brother.
Huh? No, hold on. Let me get Stacey King real quick.
I had so many "you look like Stacey King" jokes when I was, I know.
I got to defend Stacey King now. He from the same town I'm from. He from Lawton now. I got to defend King. Now I know his family, but other than that, I ain't like everybody else on the Bulls. I did like Horace Grant though. They had
Horace Grant, the man, boy, clutch.
Horace Grant was a bitch. My thing was,
I know his cousin, man. I know Grant's cousin. I went to school with him, man.
Y'all forgot he was a twin? He had a brother named Harvey, played for the Washington Bullets.
So did.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Harvey went to Oklahoma State too.
Look, man, if y'all don't know that the Dennis Rodman was the man. That was the man. Him and Jason Caffey. Jason Caffey coming off the bench. You don't know that Kukoc was only good for one thing: scoring when you wanted him to score. Because if there's an open shot for him, dude, he's ice water. There was no doubt who should have got that last minute shot between him and Pippen. Pippen couldn't shoot.
The defense though, he has some pretty defense. Kukoc had pretty decent defense.
Decent, but he was more like he was a nice ball handler. He was like one of the original stretch fours. But he's clutch. Like if it's 3-2-1 money, just turn around. He's walking out with that. He don't care.
Don't
care.
He was the original Nowitzki, man. He was doing that all before Nowitzki was doing that, man.
Man, he could ball out, man. I know you took one for the team over there in New York because, dog, I had some friends from New York laughing at them all the time, dog. Laughed at them all the time.
And then we all love the Chicago Bears in 1985 for non. You can't.
No, you don't. No, you
don't.
No, you don't.
Mike Singletary.
No, those stuff. You know what? Fanon act like ain't nobody like.
If you don't fuck with our pizza, you don't fuck with our teams. Get out.
Come on, man. Get your ass out of here, bro.
I ain't trying to hear that shit, dog. Y'all ain't no real Bears fan. Y'all ain't sitting there when they lose, turning the TV on all the damn time and seeing all these L's. You realize how many L's the Bulls have taken, and I'm still a Bulls fan. You know how many L's I said? Dude, I can't even whole seasons pass by without any satisfaction out of the Bears.
Come on, man. You're not fucking with New York pizza. We got rat poison and dust bunnies on us.
There you go. All right, so let's move on to the agenda. That was a lot of fun. Even though I knew when I answered that question, there's gonna be a whole lot of hotel riding with with my Bulls. But look, let's talk about the first fight of the night, and we'll go straight to Curtis Anderson. We were talking about it a little bit before the show started. Guillermo Rigondeaux fought Solis last night in and I thought it was a good fight. What were your thoughts on what are your thoughts on that fight?
Well, Rigondeaux thought he was going to go through Solis. Solis threw a left hook and hurt Rigondeaux, and Rigondeaux thought he was Marvin Hagler. Then he changed into Willie Pep. He started moving in boxing. He's not as quick as he used to be, but because he's seasoned and he's a pro's pro, it's hard to beat him when he's using his footwork and he's gonna fire that straight left hand. But it was funny how he tried to bully Solis in the first round. Solis hit him with that left hook, and he started holding on. See, when you get to Rigondeaux, when he start holding his hands up for no reason at all. So I was sitting on the couch laughing, man. So he started boxing. It was a good fight. Tom was running out. It's a shame that his career wasn't long. They ruined his career, man. But I think he should leave Inouye alone, man. I think Inouye will be too strong for him, and he will go through Rigondeaux. But Rigondeaux will give him some issues. But very slowly, his reflexes are slowing down. Rigo would have got that guy out of there in the middle rounds, man. He's like 39, 40 years old. I enjoyed the fight. A lot of people didn't. They booed the guy unmercifully. So he got that stigma attached to him, like he's boring. So when there's a lull in the action, no matter who he fights or when he fights, they're gonna start booing him. And it wasn't a lot of people there, and the boos was loud. Like it was personal. And Rigondeaux, I would say he has like a good 2, 3 fights left, depending who he fights. I thought he won last night. He's got to use his legs more because his footwork was pretty good, but he's trying to preserve his legs by fighting on the inside. So anybody who fight Rigondeaux, you pressure him, and make him use his legs. But it was an okay performance. He's getting up there, and like I say, he has 2, 3 more good fights left in him before he can call it a career. His career should have been longer because he was at his best when he beat Donaire. He was really, really sharp then. When you go back and look at that fight, but because of politics and biases, he didn't. He don't have a lot of fights, man. But Rigondeaux, he's just, he's a pro's pro. He's very seasoned, and he could time you with that straight left hand like he was doing Solis. So it was a pretty good fight.
All right, man. So why do you think that Monster Inoue will roll over him? What are your thoughts about the last fight that Donaire had with Monster had with Donaire?
Well, Inoue weakness is a straight right hand. Rigondeaux has a very good right hand. Rigondeaux has a good left hand. But I just think this, in this part of his career, the latter part of his career, I think Inoue will be strong. Rigondeaux will have his moments because of his footwork, but Inoue is very strong for that weight class, man. But his defense is not that good. But I could see last night and the Seha fight, I really saw it where his reflexes is slowing down. He's not, as quick as he used to be. And anybody pressures Rigondeaux, you could get him a lot of issues.
All right, Trap House Boxing, man. What was your take on the fight last night?
Well, first round, man, Solis came at Rigo. Rigo came out with this Ronnie Shields type of style, and he got himself in a whole bunch of trouble. Because Solis, was coming forward, swarming them with body shots, hooks to the body, hooks up top, and Rigo was just, shelling up, leaning forward, trying to, maintain in the pocket the whole first round. He ended up getting hurt real bad. And the second round, after the first round, Rigo said, hell with that. I guess he went back to his little Cuban style. Because Solis was about to, it looked like he could have he could have dropped Rigo in the first round, And if he could have dropped Rigo in the first round and hurt him badly coming to the second round, it might would have been a different story. But after that, Rigo had done caught Solis with, I think it was a left uppercut. It was a left uppercut. And after that, Solis changed his whole tune up. He wasn't as aggressive as he was, in the beginning of the fight. He was pump faking his distance, because he would throw like the right hand just to kind of like bluff Rigo, and because Rigo was countering him when he would throw his right hand after the first round. He would like kind of do that to like kind of like to close the distance, but Rigo was countering him, so it wasn't really working. And he was trying to blame Rigo for running all night, but Rigo do what Rigo normally does. You know what I mean? I thought that Solid should have been just went on ahead and just press the action. He ain't have nothing to lose. He was going to lose anyway. And he was getting caught. He was getting caught with them left hands, and Rigo was changing his mind. But Sauls was catching Rigo with some good body shots, but he wasn't aggressive enough to make Rigo work. He wasn't aggressive enough to make Rigo work. He was coming forward without using no jab. That's what I hate about these guys. I seen it all night last night. Even in the Gary Russell fight, the guys coming forward trying to walk these guys down, with no jab. I don't get it, but that's pretty much it though. I think that Solid should have took a gamble, man, and put it out on the line, and made the fight a little bit more interesting, because he didn't have anything to lose. He wasn't like he was gonna get a boxing decision anyway. So, but that's pretty much my take on the fight. I think that if Rigo gets in there with Inoue, I think Inoue will end up beating Rigo. I think Inoue eventually will make Rigo have to work more than he has to work. Because see, the thing about Rigo don't let his hands go enough but to keep a guy like Inoue at bay. That whole counter punching style shit, that ain't gonna work against a guy like Inoue. You got to really, really be effective and catch him with some shit that he ain't never got hit before to make him keep his hands in his pocket. And I don't think that Rigo gonna let his hands go enough to be able to keep Inoue at bay. It'll be good for the first half of the fight, and towards about the 6th, 7th round, it might start getting ugly. Especially with the way, because Inoue can cut the ring off as well. But we have to see it against a Rigo. I think Rigo should take the fight and just call it a day, man. Because Rigo gonna lose anyway, sooner or later, in these next couple of fights, my opinion. But that's all I got.
Blood boxing, what's your take on it?
Well, Rigo, the thing about it is his age, man. He went in there, he did a good job, man. He ate more leather than I'm used to seeing him eat, man. He started out, and you know what I think it was in the very beginning, he was trying to impress the crowd because the boxing media, the garbage ass boxing media, they've painted a picture of Rigo, and now all these fans who follow people who don't even grow up watching the sport, they just kind of went along with that whole thing and kind of bandwagon that whole thing against Rigo. There's been a whole bunch of people who's come across Rigo's path who could have fought him, but they ran out the way and they ducked out the way. Now, when he gets ready to fight a big name, you got a big name in Inoue coming up. Now he's too old for a guy like that. Don't get me wrong. I still think he has a good chance against that Inoue guy, man, because when I watched Inoue fight Nonito Donaire, he left himself open for all kind of shots. He was leaving himself open for lefts and rights. Rigo, if he does fight Inoue, though, he's going to have to throw that leather, bro, because Inoue is going to be coming at him hard, like what you all said. He's going to come at him hard now. At this stage, man, I just want him to go ahead and get that major fight with Inoue, man. Because I don't really know a lot of these little guys. I'm not even going to lie to you, because for me, boxing starts in the lightweight division. The little super featherweight and down and flyweights and all this. I can't keep up with all these guys. The only two I know right now are Inoue and Rigondeaux. I want to fight. I'm going to leave it at that. Somebody got their camera on, too. I'm just letting you know, Mr. Curtis Anderson, that your camera's on, just in case you don't want people to know that, what you're doing there. Okay, that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Well, man, look, my take on it is this. Well, first, the fight, obvious. I agree with Blood, man. I think it's pretty obvious that Guillermo Rigondeaux, his last couple fights, was really trying to make a more exciting style. Exchange more punches. But the problem with Guillermo Rigondeaux is he's a little chinny. He's a little chinny. So somebody cracks him, he can get hurt. But I think he answered a question about where he is in this last fight, because people were walking in and thought that maybe he just can't move anymore. Maybe the reason why he's doing that is because he just doesn't have the footwork. He doesn't have the movement that he used to have. And man, I'm telling you, man, I saw some beautiful fucking footwork last night. I was, like I was saying before we got on, man, I was watching it at somebody's house last night, and these guys were pretty much primarily football players, but people that are in real athletes. And the first thing that they said about him was, damn, look at his footwork. Like, he can get in and out and around and underneath tight spots, dude, with so little effort, man. So I mean, and I think Paulie Malignaggi was mentioning it, you know, in the fight as well. Is like, you know, when you have that level of footwork, you don't really have to exhaust yourself so much just to keep the space and move and get away. Man, I thought his footwork, man, that's just a gift that he has. Like certain people got punching power, man. He's got a gift for that footwork, man. One thing I will say about him, though, man, is that I mean, he did look like he wasn't quite sharp, but I'm pretty sure he broke Salas's cheekbone in the, what was that, around this, maybe the 8th round, when he hit that dude with one punch and his cheek just ballooned up. His ability to land that shot on you is dangerous for anybody, man, because he really did hurt that dude several times with those straight left hands and uppercuts. I love that dude's pattern. He just got into the same pattern, his reliable pattern. Left hook to the body, left to the body, left hook upstairs. And as far as, or straight left upstairs and switching between them, kind of that pawing, distancing jab. As far as Inoue goes, I mean, I would favor Inoue because he's older. I mean, because he's younger, but I wouldn't be surprised if Rigondeaux broke his jaw. That dude can get hit, man. And that shit that Guillermo Rigondeaux was throwing is some heat, man. That dude, for a dude that size, I mean, and at that weight class, I still say that straight left hand of Guillermo Rigondeaux is as hard a shot as you're going to see in those little weight classes. So, and Monster Inoue can't get hit. Monster Inoue fights with his chin up. So, and he didn't look very good, and he didn't look good against Nonito Donaire. And I think Nonito Donaire is every bit is more washed than Guillermo Rigondeaux. Nonito Donaire looked straight up washed. But you know, that was my take, man. I thought it was I really enjoyed it, man. And all that booing shit, yeah, cats are out of pocket, man, because you mean the dude got wobbled. He got wobbled, and then he was like, okay, fuck it. No, I'm just gonna win the fight. And that just shows you how skilled the dude is, man, because he frustrated the shit out of Solis. Solis couldn't hardly lay glove on that dude after he decided, nah, I'm gonna fight from the outside and just pick you off. All that booing and shit, that I like how you guys picked up on that. I agree with what several of you guys said, that that's just something people are used to doing to him, man, because, man, to boo that level of skill, I mean, I don't know what you're watching, man. That shit was I thoroughly enjoyed it. But let's move on to the next one. We got
you just gonna go ahead and skip me, right?
Oh, sorry, Drew Titan. Yes, I was gonna skip you. Absolutely.
Oh, shit.
And since I was, because hey, you know you got skipped if I say something. If I get my,
you slipping, bro.
No, why? Hey, but let me give you a cute clue. First of all, I've been slipping for years. Ain't no nothing new. I'm just better than you. But I've been slipping. Now, if I start giving my opinion, you know you got skipped, because I always go, unlike the rest of you niggas want to give soliloquies at the beginning, at the top. I wait to the end. So
I can't even spell soliloquies. I can't even say it.
Y'all niggas be giving. Hey, I'm the moderator. Let me tell you what I think for 5 minutes. Man, you supposed to moderate, nigga. Moderate. Anyway.
Well, that's your.
Hey, can I say something real quick, man?
No,
we're different than you, okay?
Okay.
I just want to highlight something real quick.
Get one of the guys at the barbershop, bro. Get on your game,
I've been told you this ain't no barbershop. That's Fred's channel. Okay.
No, that ain't no damn Fred channel. Barbershop talk been
you
around.
Barbershop conversations. Take your ass to barbershop conversations.
No damn Fred channel, man. Get out of here, man.
Anyway, go ahead, Trap. What were you going to say, Trap?
No, I was saying that I just wanted to highlight, man. Did y'all see when Rigo dropped Buddy and knocked him through the ropes? He got up like he thought, like he didn't even know it was a fucking 10 count. He still thought that they was still engagement with the shit he got hit with. I was like, God damn, he didn't even know that the ref was counting. He totally went around the ref and started trying to fight with Rigo again. And the ref was like, hold up, buddy. You got to get this 10 count, buddy. I was like, God damn, he got hit with some shit.
Man, that little motherfucker can hit, man. That nigga weigh everything in on that shot. Drew Titan, man. Go ahead, man.
Well, whenever I see a crafty fighter start off a fight with a high guard, I get a little nervous, because that means that they're going to try and attempt to do something that they ain't normally known for doing. and he paid for it. But I think that's fool's gold. Rigo, he's from the Cuban school. He didn't panic. He knew what to do. He held. When he regained his marbles, he came out the second round and did what he does. The footwork was excellent. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump to the Inoue thing. I think that's a fight that he should grab between, like, say he got about 3 fights left. I think he should get that next, actually, and I think he beats Inoue. Inoue, these Asian fighters, they fight with a lot of vigor, and they fight emotionally. And you hit them, they try and rush and get the hit back. Very emotional fighter, and I think that's where Rigo excels. And he fought another Japanese guy a few years ago. Go look at that fight. Rigo got dropped in that fight. And he got up off the floor and bust that guy's entire ass. And if you look at his face at the end of the fight, his shit looked like it was something out of a cartoon. Jaw was swollen, eyes was closed. It was ridiculous. Rigo's a bad motherfucker. He's still a bad motherfucker at 39 years old. I think he claps Inoue. I think Inoue going to come out and try and run him over in the first 2-3 rounds. It's not going to work. He's going to slow down the pace of the fight, make him frustrated. He's going to jump in and get caught with something. Rigo's a master at what he do. Now, as far as the crowd booing, I didn't know they were booing until I unmuted the TV because I don't listen to the commentary. But they apparently they were doing it the entire fight. You know what? They ain't in there, man. And people have a preconceived notion about who Rigondeaux is because of what the media did to him. I mean, we can go down a list of fighters that have been done dirty throughout their career, and you could put Rigo right there in the top 3. What was done to him was absolutely criminal. It's on the level of the Black Murderers Rose type shit. It is insane, and no one is holding the industry accountable. And they're not, fuck Abner Mares, fuck Carl Frampton, fuck Scott Quigg, and fuck Santa Cruz forever. I will never root for those guys for what they did to this guy. All right, they admittedly went up north to duck this man, and that was criminal. But I got Rigo beating Inoue. I think that if they saw that last night, they're probably licking their chops saying, you know what, we can get this guy. This guy's a legend, because that's what he is, in my opinion. I think we can get this guy right now. We could beat him bad right now. And I think after the first 3 rounds, Rigo will slow down the pace, and eventually Inoue will run into something. Eventually. I don't trust Inoue. I don't trust him at all. Rigo's my guy. It's boxing. I could be wrong, but I think he's too much of a masterful boxer. Once that power and shit wears off after the first 2 or 3 rounds, he's going to try and box Rigo, and Rigo's going to box his face in. You could boo this man when he slows down the pace of the fight, but eventually when that left hand lands, you see what happens. And that's all I got.
Yeah, plus Inoue is bigger than anybody that Rigo is bigger than anyone Inoue's ever fought, because Inoue's moving up from 118, right, to 122. So I think he's used to fighting smaller guys anyway. He's never.
No, it's 118. Rigo's 118.
Oh, it's Rigo, but he moved back down, didn't he?
He moved down to 118.
Go look at the Japanese guy that I forget the guy's name, but look at that fight.
Yamanaka.
Yeah, and Yamanaka, he was mad bigger than Rigo. And Rigo kicked his ass all over that ring after he dropped Rigo with a clean shot.
He needs to take the Inoue fight now, though, because
they ain't gonna get that do that. They're not gonna get him. Man, they ain't putting the monster Inoue within anywhere fucking near that dude.
Hey,
so I didn't need to worry about that shit. Hey, he ain't gonna put. They're not putting. Bob Arum ain't putting him nowhere near. That's Monster Inoue's with Bob Arum now.
Well, that's the only fight I'm interested in midget fighting is Inoue and Rigondeaux. There's no other fights at that small weight class. Okay? Around and watch all these other. We're not gonna watch that shit. Match the top 2 fighters up. Because we don't care what little guys do anyway. We never did. Most of us, we always wanted to see the big guys fight anyway. So the little guys, you got to fight the top 2 guys, man. All right? Let's get that fight going. The reason why they want to boo him is because they know he still got a chance against Inoue. And Inoue has become some kind of media darling for whatever reason because he's Oriental. That's the only reason why.
All right, let me get to these super chats real quick. We ran over, missed several of them, man. Dollar Bill, man, much love in that super chat. Thank you, sir. Trick Nolte said, name the top 5 white NBA dunkers of all time. I will do that list exclusively. I would say Chambers, in any particular order. Chambers, who used to play for the Phoenix Suns. Rex Chapman. Shit.
John Barry.
Barry. Yeah.
John Barry. Yeah, John Barry. Dan
What
Marley.
about Brent Barry?
Hold on,
Brent
man.
Barry. No, that's what I meant.
This question. Go ahead, man. Who else y'all got? Dan Marley.
Dan Marley could have dunked with them damn Tyrannosaurus.
No, bro. If you gonna put Marley in there,
Dan Marley used to be dunking on fools. Kidding me?
but if you gonna put Marley in there, you might as well put White Chocolate in there. J-Dub, he dunked.
Marley's arms was like, man, he had little T-Rex arms. Marley.
Dan Marley used to be dunking on fools on the regular when he started. Then he changed to a 3-point shooter.
On like on guards and shit like that. Man,
Dan Marley used to be down on fools, man.
I was going to bring up something, but Trick Nolte already asked the question in the super chat, and shout out to Trick Nolte for that. I was going to bring that up, but he already beat to the punch.
All right. So Omega Red said, just letting the fam know the super chat works. Salute to everyone. Yeah, that's what's up, man. I appreciate that. Letting them know. Let them know, Omega. Daniel Staley, salute OGs, man. Salute to you as well. Michael Johnson, Boxing Talking More, said, Rigo could have got old boy out of there, but was too busy playing with his food. Man, he probably just didn't want to get hit again like that. He got wobbled now. Justin Marsh in the super chat, man. Much love in that super chat. Trick Nolte said, OGs, why Cuban fighters don't fight each other? Really, there's not a lot of Cuban fighters in more than one weight class.
Exactly.
Yeah, there are no more. There's only really one Cuban. I guess there's a young Cuban heavyweight that's coming up. I can't remember what his name is. And then there's Luis
Sanchez, right?
Yeah. It's a young guy coming up. And then there's one at Cruiser, Dorticos. And after that, other than maybe some up and coming ones, you got like at lightweight, you have Bartholomew. You got Lara at 154, but Lara's the only one at 154. I mean, it's just because the Cuban fighters have to defect to get over here, go through all kind of shit to get to the United States. So there's a lot of them that aren't, a lot of really good boxers. A lot of the world's best fighters are probably stuck in Cuba, because when they come over, you can fight, man. Ron Finkley said, your super chat. Ron Finkley said, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Ron Finkley. Appreciate it. It's always good to talk boxing after the smoke clears." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, all right, man, let's move on to the next subject. Kell Brook. We had a fight with Kell, Special K Brook against I won't give my soliloquy. Let's go with right off the bat with Trap House Boxing. Trap House, did you get to see the Kell Brook fight? And what were your thoughts about the Kell Brook fight and where he stands as a 154-pounder / 147-pound fighter?
Yeah, I seen the Kell Brooks fight. For a 14-month layoff, I mean, it's kind of hard to gauge Kell Brook at this point because I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but what I seen yesterday, man, I don't think that Kell Brook probably gonna get better, man. I mean, because he was looking slow to me in there, and he still got stamina issues. I seen him slowing down around about the 5th round. He still got these same little stamina issues. So, but he did what he had to do to get DeLuca out of there. DeLuca was landing some good body shots on Kell Brook. I think that Kell Brook reflexes are lagging. He ain't sharp. Like I said, it's a 14-month layoff, and I didn't see no pull counter Kell Brook. I just seen more of just like a basic Kell Brook. And even I noticed that Kell Brook was taking some mustard off some of the shots, early in the fight, and he was still gassing. So I don't know what's wrong with Kell Brook's stamina, and he didn't get hit enough, and get tested enough for me to really see what he really got. Because I think that if it would have been like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I'm just gonna get straight to the point. Any of those guys at 147, the top 147 guys, can move up to 154 and beat the hell out of Kell Brook right now. I'm just gonna be all the way honest with y'all. You know, based on what I've seen, you know, he still, you know, was a good, solid first half fight for anybody. But the way he was responding to those body shots and his reflexes, he couldn't parry those body shots from DeLuca. Just imagine, bro, like if he even had the thought of getting back in there, well, he does have the thought, but if the opportunity came back in there to him getting there with an Earl Spence, a Sean Porter, Terrence Crawford, even a Danny Garcia, they'll wipe the floor. I even fancy Keith Thurman. Now listen to this. I would pick Keith Thurman to beat fucking Kell Brook at this point, based on what I've seen. That's all I got.
Yes, I would like to, before we move on to the bozo out there that said I lost credibility because I think Dan Marley was a good dunker, you know, for a European cat. I put a link in there to him dunking on fucking Manute Bol. Okay, dead in Manute Bol's face, straight at one of the best shot blockers in the history of basketball.
165 pounds for now.
Man, please, ain't nobody just dunking on Manute Bol.
You're not a basketball guy.
Hey, look. First of all, let me explain the question you gave me. The question was good European. Hold on. Good white boy dunkers. Okay, that is far and motherfucking few between. Okay, that's far and few between. You ain't ask me who the best dunker from Detroit is or who the best dunker, shit like that. Okay, you asked me who the best white boy dunker was, and that shit is some thin ass pickings. Okay, and none of y'all gave 5. You said 5 at that. 5 at that.
Yeah, that's all I'm pick.
Everybody else a chance to answer the question, bruv.
Because I'd say, hey, dude, we gotta. Who are your top 5 white boy dunkers? Blood.
No, fuck that, man. Let's get to Kell Brook, man. Let's keep going on.
No. I'm get through 5 without naming Dan Marley.
We named him, bro. We already named him.
No, I missed it. Give me the 5 white boy dunkers and don't include Dan Marley.
I got
whole lot of
shit. I don't know shit.
There you go. And damn, shit, get slim pickings around there, dude. It's like you know, it's like somebody named somebody from Florida that can play basketball.
I put Blake Griffin on the list.
Don't you ever install Florida like that? We have some of the best, man. Get your ass out of here tonight. Man, you first of all, you can't name too many. First of all, you can't name too many motherfuckers in their prime that can fuck with a healthy T-Mac. Yeah, T-Mac can get T-Mac. He out of Florida.
T-Mac?
Yeah.
A healthy T-Mac. First of all, you asking for a lot for a healthy T-Mac. That motherfucker is like
T-Mac give anybody problem. Period.
That motherfucker is like glass.
And then we got Air Canada. we got Mr. Daytona, Vince Carter. Hey man, you better man.
Boy, man,
yeah, all right. Look, let's talk about Kell Brook because I'm interested in hear what y'all got to say.
All right, hey, let's do that though. Yeah, let's go. Let's get back on Kell Brook, and for that we will pass it to Trap House Boxing. Trap House Boxing, what's your thoughts? Oh, okay.
For sure.
Then why are you so desperate to get back?
You fucking up, bro. Damn, give
Because
me back the moderation.
I want to hear what y'all got to
say.
Hold on,
somebody else want to moderate. Does someone else want to moderate?
What just happened here, folks? I, out of being courteous, was like, yeah, let's go back to Trap House. And it slipped my mind that Trap House just went because I wouldn't have thought he would be blocking a conversation that he already commented on.
Nah, man, you done messed up twice already.
I said I'm interested to hear what y'all got to say. That's why.
Okay. Now that is my mistake. Let's go to Drew Titan. Drew Titan, what were your thoughts on Kell Brook last night?
I didn't think much. He did what he was supposed to do. He knocked the shit out of whoever he was supposed to knock the shit out of. I wasn't amped for the fight. He's food, man. And Trap Host is right, man. Anybody from 147 can go up there and break the shit, break the other eye back again, man. What the fuck? I mean, I wasn't impressed. He better leave Errol Spence alone. That shit is done. That ship done sailed. No, I don't want to see out of Kell Brook right now. He just needs to get together with Amir Khan, and they need to make their payday and sell out the O2 and ride off into the sunset. Just because no one cares about him over there. No one cares about Amir Khan over here. No one cares. I don't care. All right. He's not a major player at 147. He's not a major player at 154. Who the fuck is he beating at 154?
Nobody. He ain't
Thank you. So okay. So you know what? I don't even want to give this guy any energy. I don't give him any energy, man. I'm done with this guy. I hope you have a bad day. The chocolate brownies. Him and AJ's faggot ass, man. Fuck out of here. Man, I'm done. Yeah, that's my thoughts on Kell Brook. No energy. We good. Next.
All right.
Moderation.
Drew Curtis Anderson. Let us go to Curtis Anderson quickly and smoothly without interruption.
Kell Brook is swimming with a pool of sharks at 154. There's talent at 147 if he decides to go back down, which it will be very difficult for him. It's hard to assess where he's at by fighting Bazooka DeLuca, I call him, a low-level opponent. You know, even in his prime, when you hit Kell Brook, he just seems, you know, certain fighters, when you hit them, they don't recover well psychologically. You know, he shouldn't have never fought Golovkin. I think it kind of messed up his career, and I think Spence ended his career. You know, he's going to fight, you know, probably Liam Smith. They're going to try to make that fight, you know, but if once he start fighting them sharks at 154, Kell Brook will be fooled. He will be knocked out. You know, one of the eyes will be, the socket will be broken. You know, that's my prediction in the near future. You know, I just don't think, you know, his best days are behind him. You know, those guys can punch, man. They're good fighters at 154. You know, and that's why I call the 154 division a pool of sharks, because they could beat each other, and even 147 pounders can beat Kell Brook. He's between a rock and a hard place. I just think once he gets in there with somebody who can punch back, you know, I think that will be the end of Kell Brook. Kell Brook was a very, very decent fighter. You know, he beat Sean Porter. You know, he fought Spence. He was trying to duck him, but he decided to fight him, and you know, Triple G, which was a bad business decision. But you know, I just see this. I could almost envision it in my head. You know, Kell Brook getting knocked out. I don't know about who, but you know, as soon as he fights somebody that's a real talent at 147, 154, he will be KO'd. He will probably get past Liam Smith. You know, but after that, if he fights a high-profile fighter, he will be TKO'd.
All right, let me hit a couple of these super chats real quick. Great answer as usual, Curtis Anderson, who you can find on Blue Blood Sports TV Monday through Friday for their live streams whenever it happens, which is in the mid-afternoon. We have Pugilism and Politics said, peace, triple OGs, man. Peace to you, man. Thank you. Much love for the support in the channel. And also, I want to say thank you to everybody that has joined the channel, members of the channel. I see y'all numbers turning yellow around this mug, which means you guys have been around. You guys have been members for over 2 months since we got the ability to have them. Thank you guys very, very much. Raise the Dead said that knockdown was wicked. It was ugly for sure. General Long said Kell could beat Bud now. He looked good. He dropped dude with a jab. Yeah, he did. That shit was really ugly, man. And I didn't hear a lot of people talk about that, General Long, that was a jab that put him down. And then General Long, and I'll pass this to Blood Boxing, asked the question, is Mean Machine better than Kell Brook? Blood, Cook on the question from General Long, if you would not mind.
Oh my goodness, Mean Machine, out of all the people in the world, the guy who fought Terrence Crawford last, I believe Kell Brook would beat Mean Machine, but I don't think highly of neither one of them. That's the problem. I don't think highly of Mean Machine, and I don't think highly of Kell Brook. That would be a good fight to put on an undercard somewhere. Me personally, I just think that Kell Brook, I'm going to make this real short. I think that Kell Brook should fight Amir Khan and bow out. Amir Khan won't fight him, though. I guarantee he'll beat Amir Khan. That's the rivalry that everybody want to see. Kell Brook is just a battered old warrior is what he is. He has 2 detached retinas, okay? He's been busted up. He's just not the same fighter. He's 33, 34 years old. Some people age out in their early 30s, okay? We've seen several fighters age out in their early 30s, okay? Kell Brook is just one of those type of guys, man. He's at the end of his career. He's not going to be around for too much longer. He'll look good against guys like Mean Machine and people like that. I mean, I don't know about Mean Machine. Mean Machine might take Kell Brook to hell and back, but I do favor Kell Brook in the fight against Mean Machine. I don't have nothing else to say about Kell Brook other than what I just said. He's just a battered up old fighter that, at this point he can't beat the top level guys. Just that simple. Amir Khan should be the main target.
Agreed. Trap House, have you went?
Yeah, but I'm gonna say this. I ain't gonna give Amir Khan no credit for I'm gonna give Kell Brook no credit for Amir Khan, man, because I don't care if it's 10 years down the line, I don't think that Amir Khan I don't think he'll ever be able to beat Kell Brook. I don't see no point in that. Amir Khan's scared of that dude. It's just pointless to me. He can't beat Kell Brook. I don't care if Kell Brook went blind in one eye. He's still a knockout of Amir Khan.
I just want to see Amir Khan laying down on the canvas again, cold. That's pretty much it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so all right, so who hasn't gone? Curtis Anderson, I think. Do you talk about Kell Brook yet?
Yeah, I went already.
And Blood just went. Drew.
Yep.
Everybody,
no fucks given about them.
So the last opinion on Kell Brook, which is the most important, mine is I agree with
you. Can't even moderate right. You don't even know how to moderate, Fanad.
What do you mean? I double checked just to make sure everybody wins.
We got to keep your skill sharp. We got to get you moderating more often, man. Goodness.
I'm perfectly fine. I wanted to make sure that I didn't offend any of the soft egos, that I didn't, go first or skip on. So I double checked which way is. I mean, what do you want me to do? Blood, when I skip somebody, then I'm fucking up. If I make sure I don't skip somebody, I'm fucking up. Somehow I think you kind of like an Eddie Hearn fan. You know what I mean? Everything's wrong. Every Deontay Wilder fight got 3,000 people in there. All that shit. So my thing about Kell Brook is that I think the dude is gonna, he's a tweener. I mean, he can't fight at 147 and the big 100 and the big 100 and the 154 pounders are gonna beat him. So it's just I want to see Amir Khan. Because that fight I like, because that has some tension to the fight. That has some it's a good fight between two washed up dudes, but yet two washed up dudes can make an interesting fight. I would love to see that fight. So I agree with my disrespectful co-host, Blood Boxing. And Bert from Mardican says 402 watching, 160 likes. Get the likes up. Yes, sir, man. Get the likes up.
Some fucking haters out here, man. Smash that goddamn like button. What the fuck's wrong with y'all?
I look at the Amir Khan and the Kell Brook situation like a bully that's always bullying a guy every day and punking him, and he knowing damn well this dude's scared of him. He don't want to fight him, but he still want to keep bullying him. That's how I look at that shit. That's why I don't see no interest in it, because Amir Khan is just terrified of this dude because he know he'll never ever be able to beat him. That's the energy I get from him.
Ned, hold on. Ned Tafati, the quiet assassin. That was a subliminal diss. I'm following you, Fanon. I don't know what's the subliminal diss. I diss motherfuckers straight to their face. I don't be subliminal about that shit. Blood dissed the shit out of me. He ain't hitting around about it. Who am I dissing? Let me tell you if I'm dissing you. Ask me. I will tell you straight up. Yes, I mean to disrespect you. I got no problem with that. Let's move on to the next one though. We've got, all right, man. This I'm gonna start off with blood boxing. Gary Russell Jr. versus King Tug. King Tug Yamanamanan, whatever his name is, man. King Tug was the featured fight last night on Showtime. What were your thoughts about Mr. Gary Russell Jr. versus King Tug?
I mean, I didn't know King Tug, man. I had never heard of this guy before. I did hear, I think it was you who said on the video that he's a good fighter and this and that, but I've never heard of him. And Gary Russell, to me, man, this guy has been, I mean, he did his thing against King Tug. He got through the fight. I thought he won the fight, man. He utilized his jab really well. He just straight up boxed in this fight. He did what he had to do to get through the fight. He did eat a lot of leather. He's leaving himself open for a lot. At this stage, Gary Russell, what bothers me about Gary Russell, man, is that he's been champion since 2015, and he's only defended his belt 5 times. Gary Russell is one of them wannabe celebrity type ass fighters that I don't like, okay? It's either you're going to get in there and you're going to fight. He's calling out people who are 2 weight classes above him and stuff. He needs to just move out of the division, move out of featherweight, move up to super featherweight or to lightweight. Go ahead and move up the 2 divisions because that's what he said he was going to do. Because once again, man, in my opinion, boxing doesn't start until you're at 135. All the rest of that stuff below 135 is midget boxing. Gary, I'm getting Gary Russell mixed up with Gary Coleman and shit like that, okay? I mean, nobody know him over here, man. If somebody say, you ever heard of Gary Russell? They'll think of Gary Coleman because he's a little midget-ass motherfucker and he needs to move up and stop acting like he's some damn celebrity. They was asking him some questions about I listened to one of his interviews. They was asking him some questions about the featherweight division. This guy's up here talking about damn well Tank Davis and all kind of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, move your ass up then. Move your ass out of the division, man. I'm just really tired of Gary Russell. He's just one of those small fighters that I'm sick of. So I'll go ahead and I'll end it there, bro.
All right, man. Well, we see you don't like short people. And I understand, man, because I really don't mess around below 118. I mean, I can do 126, 130, but what are your thoughts on that matter, on the matter, Drew Titan? Bronx on deck.
Well, good outing by Gary Russell. The brother's fast, man. The brother's fast. He said something funny leading up to the fight. He said the Mongolians, they were wrecking shit. By the time they got to Africa, though, all that shit stopped. So that was a little race bait on his end. That was pretty hilarious. But he looked good. King Tug. First of all, I have a problem calling this dude King Tug. He sounds like some sort of
Tyson.
No, he sounds like a masturbating star. King Tug. What the fuck is that, man? Jesus Christ, man. I'm just gonna call him Tug. Whatever the fuck. Fuck out of here. I'm very uncomfortable saying that goddamn name, but whatever. So King, he's a solid guy. We're gonna see more of him. He did some good things in there, but he did all he could do. Gary was too fast, but if you notice every time, like what I said earlier about these high IQ boxers with a lot of speed, when they go in there and use that high guard, they start getting fucked up. And he was eating a lot of leather, but he did what he had to do. He maintained, and he got the win. But what I was more concerned about, or what I cared about rather, was what he said after the fight. Blood is right, man. He needs to just go ahead and move up, man. There's nothing for him there. He's been a champion for 5 goddamn years. I mean, he only defended the title how many times in 5 years? I mean, he fights like once a year, like he's a rock star. I don't know his finance. Listen, man, his finances must be in order, man, because I don't know how he's even eating, and he's not known enough because I want to say it's because of him. I mean, we're in the age of social media and all this other colorful shit, man. There's no excuse for you not to be more known, and you don't have to. It's been proven you don't have to go out there and act ignorant to get known. You don't. Just get in the public's eye more, talk more. All right, now he's heading in a good direction, calling out Tank Davis and all this. Yo, move up those 2 divisions and get that work, man. And get on Lomachenko's bumper. Every time he calls everyone else's name out, what he needs to do is say, okay, and by the way, Loma, I want that win back. I want that win back. Let's get it. Call out Tank, call out Devin, do whatever you got to do. And at the end of the sentence, say, yo, Loma, I want that win back. Start showing up to these fights, getting these motherfuckers' faces, man. There's no excuse for you to be a champion that long and us not know who the fuck you are. There's no excuse for that. And you're too good. And he's too good for that. He's right there in the mix, whatever. Guess what? He's every bit as good as Santa Cruz. And Santa Cruz is walking around here like he's God. Come on now. Get on these guys' bumper, man. You got to get busy. He got to fight more than once a year. Come on, man. Twice, at least. Twice, man. Show up to these fights, get in their face, get on social media, talk your shit. Because you're going to turn around, you're going to be in your upper 30s, and then everyone's going to start knocking your ass around the ring. Because when you get older and your speed goes, that's it. It's done. It's done. When your reflexes go, your shit is done. And it happens around the mid to late 30s. So get on your grind, Gary. We want to get behind you, man. We want to root for you, man. Let's start talking your shit and live your shit. Live what you talk, man. God damn. But it was a good showing for him. King was a tough, durable guy. I'm sure Showtime is going to throw him in the ring with someone else. But Gary, man, go to 135, go to 130, 135, make it happen. Make some noise, man. I'm sick of this once a year shit. I mean, these guys with this diva shit, it's annoying, man. But Gary, a highly skilled fighter, and too highly skilled to keep silent, man. Talk your shit. Get on your Twitter, get on your Facebook, get on your Instagram, talk your shit, live your shit, make your shit happen. That's all I got.
All right, man. Let me get a couple super chats before I pass it on to Curtis Anderson to answer that question. We got 4, but once again, Bert from Martin can hit it on the head, man. Well, look, man, we got 402 people watching. Hit the like button, hit the dislike button, whatever, but hit the like button would be preferable, and show the respect to the people on the panel, man, and get up every morning to do this, except for our gotta go check on I'm just surprised that we didn't hear from my man KQKC this morning. That's my dude. But let me go on to Curtis Anderson. Curtis Anderson, what is your take on Gary Russell Jr. versus King Tugoff?
Yeah, I call him Tugboat, but he's not a bad fighter, but he didn't use his jab. Gary is a damn good fighter, man. But people got to understand he doesn't love boxing. He likes boxing. You could tell. He likes it. It's not his overall passions from A to Z. He does it because he's highly skilled at it and it pays well. He must be doing something good with his money. He's a married man, because he can only fight once a year and he's happy doing it. Russell has a very good jab. For somebody with his speed, he gets touched, but it doesn't bother him. And he's one of those fighters, man, that can have a year layoff and still be sharp. That Jojo Diaz win looking better every day with Diaz become a world champion. So him fighting people like Diaz and King Tut, who some people say he was going to lose. Russell, they was picking the upset. But he frustrated King Tut, man, with his speed. He was trying to put pressure on Russell. Russell feet is good, his reflexes, but I don't think Gary Russell cares about legacy. He may won a big fight. He called out Santa Cruz, and he said he wanted to go to lightweight. He's a little too small. I would love to see him and Tank in the DMV area. That would be a big fight, man. Big fight. That'd be a very interesting fight. You could tell. I just think he likes boxing. He don't love it. But last night was a very a good performance. He fought a young, strong guy, who people was raving about. He got through it. I don't think the fight was that close, and before I pass the mic, I really hate Paulie Malignaggi, man, he has changed, man. You know, and I was always an Al Bernstein fan since the early '80s and ESPN, but it seems like they have an agenda, man. That with Black American fighters, they will give a Black American opponent, they will give them a credit for something they didn't do, and I'm gonna start muting, the commentating, and it was one time where I liked Showtime. It seemed like they picking off where HBO left off, and
Yep.
they was trying to amp up Nyambar, that's King Tut, you could see it, you could hear it in their voice. They wanted Gary to lose, and they were saying he was doing this and that, and I ain't see none of that. King Tut was neutralized, Gary Russell, King Tut fought better, in the later rounds. That's because Russell let his foot off the gas a little bit,
He went
but
to
it
that
was
high
a clear,
guard. That's what happened. He
right?
went to that high guard.
And he, Russell, clearly won the fight, man. But you could see the commentating team was trying to egg him on in a very subtle way. So, and I know it's been a pattern, so, good win by Gary Russell. You're not going to get Russell fighting 2 or 3 times a year. You can forget that. You're going to see him once a year. If he fights later this year, I'll be surprised. But here's a guy who likes boxing but doesn't love it, and he's content fighting once a year. But, his Diaz was a good opponent. This guy was the number 1 contender. He beat him. So, we get on Gary Russell by not fight nobody, but he fought somebody last night and was impressive. So let's see what he does in a very near future. I truly believe once he get that big fight, I think he's gonna call it quits.
Okay, yes, sir.
Hey,
Drew Titan.
question real quick.
Sure, why not, blood?
And then why you got all the facials, bro? Man, come on, man. I'm just asking you a real quick question. All right, listen.
Hey, can I ask you a question? Before you do that, does a smile mean something different in Florida?
You just a smart ass, bro. But anyways, listen, man. I don't want to put this to rest because I've thought about this as piggybacking something off of what Kurt Anderson said. And I don't know, maybe one of you guys know, but Paulie Malignaggi, is he like, I mean, this guy's all over the place. He's on PBC, he's on fucking DAZN. I mean, how many platforms is Paulie Malignaggi on, bro? Is he signed to both of them? I'm just curious. That's all.
He's going to be him able to do that. He's probably those guys are probably not employees of any one of them and can contract themselves out. He probably on a fight by fight basis, or maybe they got a, but they could be free. He could be a free agent just like anybody else. That's why you have like Brian Kinney calling fights on 2, 3 of the same networks. He's covering them for Fox. He calls for Fox and DAZN.
Is there anyone else who could call fights other than Paulie Malignaggi? I mean, what happened to Bobby Chaz and all of those guys? There's got to be someone else. Kevin Kelly is out there, I mean, Bobby Chaz, Kevin Kelly, even Alan Green, somebody else, man. Other than, there's other fighters out there who could speak well. Paulie Malignaggi is getting too much of the platform, bro. This guy
fired.
Much.
I'm sorry, blood. They fired Bobby Chaz because he was drunk driving like multiple times, man. So Showtime got rid of him.
Oh, but you know whose fault it really is, though. You know whose fault it is that we got Paulie Malignaggi. It's a Florida nigga. That's the fucking problem. It's a Florida nigga. Tarver. Chris Tarver.
Oh, yeah. You right.
Yeah.
You right.
Shit's on y'all.
He was on. Yeah. That's right.
Right. That's right. Yeah, man. Damn, you right about that, bro. God damn.
Mm-hmm. Fix your own Florida problems, dog. Drew Titan. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Hey, man, let me get this. Adderwild M said OG Blood makes the show very interesting, I have to say. And I think you meant all and salute to, because that would be SALUTE. salute to the OGs. Thanks for the platform, Fanon. Hey, man, it's an absolute pleasure, man, to have blood on here, man, and Trap and KQ and everybody else. Curtis Anderson on the channel. Let me make sure. I don't think I missed any other super chats. Drew Titan, are you? I do believe it's you next.
No, I spoke on that already, brother.
Okay, so we're double checking. We're double checking.
We gotta get Fanon off the moderator, man. Blood. We gotta get rid of this nigga, man.
For what?
I
don't like me double checking.
Hold up. First of all, you done double checked on me the first time. Now you done double checked on Drew Titan.
I'm double checking.
What the hell? Man, where your mud at? Where your tea at you be sipping on? Where that shit at?
I mean, look, y'all interrupting so much. I don't know if you was talking about some side subject or whether you talk about the subject. We have every one of you niggas talk about especially you, Blood, you and Trap jump in a little bit New York. Jump in the middle of everybody's question. So how am I supposed to
talking, bro?
Did you get your own segment, or were you just cutting somebody up, cutting somebody off?
Solo, Fanon. You gotta ride with your boys, man. We your boys. We here to back you, bro.
And I'm here, and I'm double checking all y'all sensitive Negroes got your chance to talk.
Hey, Fanon, man, get KC back in the moderation, bro, because the moderating is not really your thing, man. You got the thing.
Does anybody else have anything they like to add to this section before we move on?
I didn't get a chance to add. You like one of them running backs that just keep fumbling the damn rock every time you break
and y'all are like Eddie Hearn out here telling lies, trying to turn fan base against me. I know.
Nigga coughing up 60 and 70-yard runs off fumbles. But anyway, man, I thought Gary Russell looked pretty good last night, against Nambiar. I thought that he was giving Nambiar some problems with his hand speed early on, and I wasn't really too impressed with Nambiar, to be honest with you. I heard a lot of people saying that it was gonna be a tough fight for Gary and all that, but I had Gary winning that fight pretty easily. But the thing about Gary Russell is that he always slows down in towards the second half of the fight. I noticed that about him, and even though he do got good hand speed, like a lot of people praise, but I don't think that what I noticed about Gary, his hands don't move as fast as his feet is. He got faster hands than his feet. And I heard a lot of people comparing him to like Sugar Ray Leonard as far as that aspect, but I have to beg the difference. Sugar Ray has fast feet and fast hands, but not to get on Sugar Ray, I just wanted to address that. But as far as Nambiar, I don't know, man. I mean, he all right. He a solid opponent, But I think that as far as Gary Russell is now, I think he need to fight Leo Santa, go up to 130, and I heard Lomachenko's going to go down to 130. I think he need to get a fight with Leo Santa Cruz or Loma, or get both the fights. And I think that, because I used to think that Gary Russell run through Leo Santa Cruz, I still do think he can beat him. But the reason why I want to see this fight now, also additional to the storyline, with the whole father situation, and they got the history with the amateurs or whatever the case may be. But I want to see how Gary responds in the later rounds in the second half of the fight with Leo Santa Cruz. I think he might have a little bit of problems on that second end of the fight, against the Leo Santa Cruz. And I definitely want to see him versus Lomachenko again. I definitely want to see that at 130. As far as Tank ain't gonna fight Gary Russell, man. I ain't even talk about that. That ain't gonna happen. It just ain't gonna happen.
Hey, Trap.
Yes.
Fuck Santa Cruz. He got Tourette syndrome in his right hand. That's all I want to say.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Every time he shake that motherfucker right hand, Gary could throw that straight left down the pipe. But Gary was throwing some good, man. He was running he was running my man into straight left hands all night. He was putting a lot of punches together, man. Like I said, he slowed down in the second half of the fight, and that's when Nambiar was able to let his hands go a little bit more, because he wasn't letting his hands go in the first half of the fight. And the only reason why he was because Gary Russell slowed down. He was coming forward without using the jab, the same shit I was talking about earlier, these guys trying to come forward without using the jab. You're not gonna be able to come forward on a guy like Gary Russell without using the jab. It ain't gonna happen. He's too skilled for that. Too quick. He too much of everything. You're not gonna be able to do that. You're gonna have to use the jab against a guy like Gary Russell. You're gonna have to punch with a guy like Gary Russell. Gary Russell don't respond that well when guys punch with him. When you shell up, oh yeah, he gonna tighten you up. But when you punch with him, you can offset Gary Russell, you know, and that's the reason why I want to see those fights in the Lomachenko rematch. And that's pretty much all I got. But and the thing is, you notice, don't nobody be calling Gary Russell out though. Don't nobody call Gary Russell out. And if they do, they don't mean it. I ain't seen nobody just been serious about calling him out and want to make the fight because he been real persistent on calling these dudes out.
Real quick, you get the sense that Gary can be even better, but when you don't love something and you're not passionate about it, then it's going to taper off, you know. So he's winning by skill alone, but like I said, you know, he likes it, but you just get the feeling he can be even better, you know, because he got loads of talent, but you know, he's one of those fighters that can just skate by. That's all I have to say.
All right. Well, my thing is, man, Gary Russell Jr., man, it's like it's like he's got two jabs. Like, I swear, man, that dude's right hand gets to the mark as fast as his jab. Man, that dude is so fast, man. I think he's a very, very high level fighter. I enjoyed the Gary Russell Jr. fight like I enjoyed the Guillermo Rigondeaux fight, man. I thought those guys were just immensely skilled fighters. Gary Russell Jr., it's kind of sad, you know, that there aren't guys who are maybe at 122 that can move up. Like, I would like to see Gary Russell because Gary Russell's at 126, right? So the guys like the 122 guy, Navarrete, who's at 122, like him moving up, Gary Russell Jr. fighting one of those guys. I don't really like Gary Russell for the 130-pound division just because of his dimensions. You know what I mean? Because he's a muscular guy, but he's a little dude. You know, just his height is a little guy, man. But I was actually at a friend's house last night. I didn't watch it on my computer. I watched it on, like, this dude had a TV, like, you know, them gigantic curve shits. So I really got to see him in a lot more detail than I usually do watching it on, you know, on a fairly, you know, large TV that I have. But man, he's super quick, and he's just he's an excellent fighter, man. I really like watching Gary Russell Jr. fight. I think just Gary's in a slightly better position than Guillermo Rigondeaux is. There's not a whole lot of really good fights to be made at 100 and at 126 pounds. Maybe like maybe if some of the 122 pounders move up, he'll have somebody. Or, you know, the other fight that I think a realistic fight for him to get, you know, is Shakur Stevenson. I wouldn't mind seeing Gary Russell Jr. and Shakur Stevenson. I don't think Shakur Stevenson's ready for him yet, though. Because, man, Gary Russell Jr., even though he don't have a lot of power, man, that dude can fight, man. That shit's like second nature to him. So yeah, but anyway, I really enjoyed the fight, man. Both of them. So
let me highlight something real quick, man. And the one thing I noticed about Gary, man, is that when you trap that joker into a corner, man, he get like a fucking cat. His hands move so fucking fast. You like, God damn, he's like he got this cat-like instinct. Like when you back him into a corner, he just get vicious. And his hands just look like Flash. And Ambrial didn't know what the hell to do in that corner when he had Gary in the corner trying to trap him against the corner. Gary was catching with all type of shit.
Oh, I'm looking at something else. I'm sorry. Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. Ron Finkley said KQKC Network live boxing. He's live now or he's in here. Big Dog Willie said public service announcement. Fuck Dillian White. B&B Boxes. And for $9, you buy that old school Cutlass. No, man, that's a dude I was hanging out with, man. He was driving. He had a 69 Cutlass, man. It was like going back in time driving it, man. He kept it up really nice. Got it all. Obviously, did his got it. What do you call it? Refurbished, whatever you call it when you get cars, the old cars, right, man? That shit was wild driving in that shit, man. The seat belts that actually like click together like this. They don't pull over your shoulder. They just click. You had the roll down windows. It really took me back, man, to childhood. I was born the same year as the car, so I thought it was, but it's a beautiful car. I have just one old car, man. I've got a Mustang, like a 2009 green Mustang, the convertible that I got to get, that I'm going to get, get that shit together so it can look decent. It's fun to drive. But yeah, I think cool. Tank is bigger than Gary. Yeah, it's a lot bigger than Gary, man. But let's get on off that. I think we can wrap up the whole conversation. Ron Figgins said, just bigging up KQKC Network already. Salute. Yeah, no worries, man. I got you. So let's go on to the next subject matter. Damn, I think I just I actually closed my tab for the agenda. But since I'm a better moderator than Blood, I know what the subject is off the top of my head. And it is Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank Davis got arrested. Got arrested. I know we talked about it a little bit last week when it happened, but he's officially been charged with battery of abroad. So let's go over that one more time, man, with his arrest, man. Do you think this is going to affect his career? And we're going to start this off with Drew Titan.
How's Becky doing?
Who's Becky? You talking about?
Becky is the white bitch that Kovalev beat the shit out of.
Oh, she's still beating up.
Yeah, how's her dog? Her dog all right?
Nah, he got his ass beat up.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man. How did they reward Kovalev? They gave him like a 3-fight deal with DAZN.
Yeah, big fight, big money.
Yeah, big money, right? How's that old man doing that Conor McGregor beat the shit out of? But not drinking
still
his
had his
whiskey?
ass beat. Ain't nothing changed. His ass is post gotten beaten.
Yeah, I actually know 4 cops who responded to not responded, but they were in the precinct when they brought Conor McGregor in for questioning in reference to throwing a guardrail at the bus, which caused injury right here in my city. Yeah, I was talking to some guys about that. That's pretty fucked up, man. You remember Jim Leyritz from the New York Yankees?
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, he ran over a mother of 2, killed her. Yeah, he slap on the wrist, misdemeanor, had a podcast. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up, man. But that's all I got.
All right. I guess we can sum up that by saying there's a lot of evils in the world, and Tank didn't do shit compared to what they did. So, whatever. All right. Let me still go to Cali Enigma Sports and Entertainment. Said Johnny Nelson said that Deontay Wilder is protecting Deontay Wilder from Dillian White. He said Dillian White has been screwed. More UK propaganda, dude. Let me tell you, man.
Hey, Fanon, what Cali Enigma is talking about, I peeked at it, man, about an hour right before the show it came up. Johnny Nelson is over there defending Dillian White, and they're over there trying to down Deontay Wilder again. It's a new interview. I'm tired of these Brit guys like Johnny Nelson. Nobody knows who the fuck Johnny Nelson is anyway. He was getting knocked the fuck out throughout his whole career, so he could shut the fuck up. I mean, if you guys want to go in on Johnny Nelson, you could add that to the agenda. I'll be glad to help out in there.
Well, did Cali Enigma say that Johnny Nelson said that the WBC is protecting Deontay Wilder, or how's Deontay Wilder protecting Deontay Wilder? The interview about the WBC protecting him?
Scared that he's scared of Dillian White, and that's what Johnny Nelson. They're always over there talking that smack. Then when they get in Deontay Wilder's face, they're all smiles and giggles and shit like that. Okay, so I don't even listen to Johnny Nelson. I don't even know how people listen to guys like that, man. I still can't figure it out. Johnny Nelson and that other guy over there, that other clown, I can't think of his name. I used to respect him. Spencer Farron and all them guys. Those guys are fucking hypocrites, man. Okay? Spencer Farron is a big-ass fucking hypocrite. A big hypocrite. All right? When we had something to say to to promote Deontay Wilder and to big up our brothers, he tried to pull us off as some Malcolm X type, Black Power type. Yet he's the type who does that more than anybody else. He's not even from our culture. Okay, he's from over there in England. I lived where he was, where Spencer Farron from. If I ever saw Spencer Farron, boy, one day I'm gonna come and I'm gonna run into some of these guys, man. I'll tell Spencer Farron about himself, man. I'm here to tell you, and he better listen to what I had to say. All right, I don't want no cameras around Spencer Farron. You better hope I never run into you. I've had interaction with you before. You better hope, boy.
Hey, Cali Enigma man says send me a link so I can correct myself. We gotta stick with the agenda, man. We're not going off to the side. I gotta be a straight moderator on this one, man, because I have something that I have got to get done today. So let's get through this. Let's gotta get through this. Yeah, all right, Callie. I'll send the link to you so you can briefly go through this. Can't deny to my community member, Callie Enigma, who always supports the channel. Let me send you a link here.
Just to let you know for now, you can pass me on the whole Tank thing, man. I don't really care too much about it. You know, yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, well, we can switch off the well, let me go to Curtis real quick. Curtis, what's your take on it, man? Or are you good?
You know, I'm gonna say real quick, man. Tank has really disappointed me. I have no faith in Tank, man. It has nothing to do with his physical ability because he's a very good fighter. You know, the physical ability in the ring only accounts for 30% of what a boxer's supposed to be. He doesn't have the mental toughness. I can see him quitting against Lomachenko. You know, I'm partial to old fighters because I'm gonna tell you how this all ties in because, you know, my friends always say, yeah, but the new fighters are so bigger and stronger. I say, yeah, but the character and the man always resonates in the ring. And Tank is one of these new millennials, man, that roughs up women, man, and gotta have 50 people around him just so he could be comfortable. You know, and I always told people, you know, they'd be like, I think Tank could beat Lomachenko. Lomachenko would dog walk Tank, and Tank will be looking in the audience for Floyd to get him out of trouble, and he'll quit right on the stool. I don't have no respect for Tank. He's going to lose real soon. You know, he's going to get in trouble again. You know, I know how these dudes move. He got 1 foot in the ring, 1 foot in the hood. You know, he thinks it's cool being he wants to be not only a celebrity, but a hood celebrity. And y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, he's fighting in bars and everything, man. And, you know, soon as I want to see what happens when he gets hit because, you know, just like Anthony Joshua, certain fighters don't react well when they're losing and when they get hit. And Tank strikes me as a guy, if he starts to lose momentum or the fight starts to slip away, you know, he'll be looking for excuses. You know, he had it his way so far, you know, but, you know, I don't respect Tank, man. You know, I really don't, you know, I just think he lacks character. You know, he's very immature, man. And, you know, I just see him losing to Lomachenko. And I like Tank, and I keep being like, man, this guy's straightened up. So when you talk about a fighter and you always have to be like, I hope this and I hope that, and he'll get it together. I don't like betting on fighters like that. You don't have to say that about somebody like Lomachenko. And I like Lomachenko for this reason, man. He gives himself the best chance to win by he even dresses like an old school fighter. Everything he does embodies the spirit of an old school fighter or as a true boxing, you know, fighter who hones his skill and his craft. Tank is the total opposite of Lomachenko. He does things to mess himself up, missing weight and all that. So, you know, I'm down on Tank right now, man. Is it too late? No, it ain't too late, man. But, you know, I got friends in Baltimore. They say Tank hangs out and do other stuff I can't say, but you know, that's just how it is, man. I'm not with Tank right now, man.
Hey, Fanon, before Callie goes, can I just give my quick opinion on Tank? This is going to be very fast, man, okay? Because you're trying to skip me on the panel. I could already see.
No, I was not. I was. The first one I was going to do, I was going to ask you to make sure.
Blood, what do you think? Trying to skip your blood?
Yeah, I could already see him skipping me, bro. So I had to put
Crying ahead of time, dog. How you can cry ahead of time?
All these club fighters gonna lose eventually.
Listen, Tank Davis, all this stuff that's going on with that lady. I heard that lady is his baby mama, so I'm pretty sure she'll probably drop the charges. Maybe the state might pick it up. I don't know how it works over there, but Tank Davis is one of those guys who's going to continue to get in trouble. He's another protected fighter. He's a cherry-picking fighter. He's never fought anybody of significance. I don't see him as no kind of champion. He's been a title holder a few times. He lost his belt on the scale. I don't respect anything about him. I think he's a piece of trash. I think he's overrated. People want to say stuff like, and, no disrespect to the people who feel this way because, it is the truth, but you can't use Kovalev and all of these guys as an excuse for Tank. If you bring Tank up, go in on Tank's punk ass, all right? Just like y'all did for Kovalev. I don't know what you expect of guys like Kovalev anyway. Kovalev is the type of guy that would, if he coming into town, you better lock up your dog, your goat, all kind of stuff. He'll give it to your goat, bro. That's the type of guy Kovalev is, He's one of them cavemen type. Look at him. He looked like one of them old Viking warriors from back in the day. He'll fuck your goat. He'll fuck your woman, all kind of raper too. That's just the kind of guy that Kovalev is, man. Tank Davis, no excuse for what he did. There's no excuse for Ben Roethlisberger raping 5 or 6 women and getting away with it. I don't think nothing's gonna come of this. Okay, the girl's gonna drop the charges. She'll be sucking his dick tomorrow. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Thank you, Blood. We made it 1 hour and 41 minutes without having no shit said that would snatch the monetization. But once again, you bring up rape and shit goes away.
Goddamn.
Thank you, Blood.
Oh, this
we made it down 1 hour and 41 minutes, man.
Oh, come on, bro. Okay. Since the monetization's gone, I could cuss all I want now, right?
Yeah, you might. Hey, beat fucking free. Fuck. All that shit. Do it. All right, fuck damn shit. Fuck all that. Let it go. Blood's the man, dog. I ain't got no problem. I'm just fucking with you, Blood. All right. Callie wants to correct clarify his earlier post. I think it was in the super chat. So, and Callie is a member of the Patreon, long-standing member of the LDBC. If y'all ain't familiar with who Callie Enigma is, before you give your what you want to talk about, Callie, let them know who you are and how to get in contact with you.
Oh man, I'm the Callie Enigma Sports and Entertainment. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook, man. I've been really active on Twitter. I'm kind of talking about a whole range of shit on Twitter, but as far as YouTube, even YouTube, I mix it a little bit, but not as much as I do on Twitter. So I've been more active on Twitter than Instagram lately. So it's for a variety of reasons, but I'm not going to put that. I'm not going to say that on this live stream.
So what was your correction? What happened in the interview?
In the interview, Johnny Nelson was interviewed on IFL TV, and of course, you can look at him his face, his eyebrows kept rising oh, and the way he would try to make his expression, he's just shocked and astonished, but it's I can't blame Dillian. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. He told us, I can't blame Dillian saying Dillian's getting fucked over by the WBC, that the WBC is fucking on Dillian White over because it's all about the money. And then, of course, got to protect Wilder for Dillian. And Dillian's been waiting for a gazillion days and all this other shit. And you got all the fuckboy, idiot UK clowns in there making up shit, talking about, well, Wilder, Dillian's been mandatory for 800 days. Mandatory, man, no, he has not. He's been number one. He was number one contender, man, and he decided to go his. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. What did Johnny Nelson say in the interview?
Because in the interview with Johnny Nelson, Johnny Nelson said this. He said that Dillian White had been mandatory for a long period of time. He said that the reason that Dillian White isn't getting the fight is based off of money, basically with the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight. So, he's been delayed because I guess he's saying that Dillian White is not bringing in the revenue that the Wilder Fury fight brings in. So that's one of the reasons why it's happening. And then, of course, I guess he's trying to imply that Deontay Wilder's the huge cash cow to WBC without actually saying it. And then just went on to try to make it look like that Deontay Wilder is ducking Dillian White, and that the WBC has been going out of their way to screw Dillian White, and that Dillian White should release all the documents. And I want him to, and I'm like, I feel the same way. If Dillian White, you have all this evidence, which you don't. We have all this evidence that the WBC is screwing you. Stop always saying you're gonna expose the WBC and Deontay Wilder. Just show it. So that's basically what Johnny Nelson was talking about. Was trying to that he should expose the WBC and Deontay Wilder for screwing them out of a fight that they should have had fought a long time ago, and that is Deontay Wilder. When Deontay Wilder is also responsible, WBC and Deontay Wilder are basically plotting to prevent Dillian White from getting the fight against Deontay Wilder. Like, Deontay Wilder's scared of this fucking guy, man. Didn't want to hold you up too much. I just want to try to explain myself, man. But you brothers doing a good job, man. I appreciate all you brothers. And I want to say one last thing. The SEC over all y'all weak-ass conferences, man. Y'all know y'all can't fuck with the SEC in football. Sit your ass down.
That's right, Kelly. Tell him. Kelly knows football, unlike Fanon.
How the hell this nigga from Cali talking about the SEC? Get your ass out of here, Cali.
No, man, he telling the truth, though. He telling the truth about the SEC.
Fuck the SEC.
Speaking of college, before we go on, did anybody see the Duke North Carolina basketball game? Amazing.
Nah, man, I saw the highlights, though. I did see the highlights, but I didn't see the full game yet.
Hey, Kelly, you jumped off super fucking fast, Kelly. But I was gonna clarify something because I actually did a video about what is going to be up later today. I did it yesterday. I was running a little behind, so I didn't get it up yesterday, but I'm gonna put it up there today. And basically, when Dillian White can't expose the WBC because everything that the WBC did is out there. There's nothing to expose. What he's doing is he's just trying to fight. Like, specifically, this is what happened. Dillian White said that he can expose Deontay Wilder and expose the WBC by showing paperwork that it was the WBC. It was the WBC that called off Dominic Breazeale fight that they mandated between Dominic Breazeale and Dillian White, right? Because the WBC mandated a fight between Dillian White and Dominic Breazeale. And Dillian White is saying the WBC pulled that mandatory off. It's not that I turned it down. And here's the thing. He's telling the truth. That's already known. Here's the issue and how this motherfucker's still a liar. The reason that fight was ordered was because Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder were ordered to have a rematch by the WBC. When Tyson Fury pulled out of that fight with Deontay Wilder, the WBC no longer had that mandatory fight. So they said, look, no mandatory fight for the Dominic Breazeale, Dillian White fight, because we're just going to have Dominic Breazeale go fight Deontay Wilder. That is known. What's making this dude a liar is this. He originally turned down the fight with Dominic Breazeale in 2018 when Dominic Breazeale was the mandatory and Dominic and Dillian White was the WBC silver. And there's an article from August of 2018 where Dominic Breazeale, without it even being mandated by the WBC, said, "Hey, Dillian, let's fight. I'm the mandatory. You're the WBA silver medalist. We don't have, neither one of us have anybody to fight right now because we're both waiting on Deontay Wilder. Let's fight." Dillian White said no to that. So when Deontay Wilder says that Dillian White didn't take that fight, he's very right. Talking about when he did it in August of 2018. Dillian is trying to act like the fact that the WBC said no go when they retracted their mandatory was to protect Deontay Wilder. It wasn't. It was because Tyson Fury had dropped out of the rematch. That's what that shit was about. So fuck Dillian White. You can't expose anybody with that internal paperwork because everybody that pays close attention to it already knew that was the case. You can go to fucking boxing scene and find that out. But just like Luis Ortiz, just like the situation with Luis Ortiz, Dillian White turned that down twice. He turned it down when Deontay Wilder offered it to him more than twice. Because Deontay Wilder said, hey, if you fight Luis Ortiz, I'll fight you as a mandatory. I mean, as a voluntary. You don't even need to worry about about the mandatory, Dillian. Beat Luis Ortiz and I'll fight you as a voluntary. He wouldn't do it. So that fight didn't happen. And what happened with Deontay Wilder after that? He fought Luis Ortiz. Since he fought Luis Ortiz after that, why wouldn't he have fought Dominic Breazeale? I mean, why wouldn't he fought Dillian White? He kept his word from that. He also kept his word and fought Dominic Breazeale as a man who was the mandatory. Why wouldn't if he had fought Dominic Breazeale and Dominic Breazeale lost to Dillian White, then Dominic Breazeale's not the mandatory anymore because you lost, so you lose your mandatory. And Dillian White would have been the number one fighter back in 2018, and he didn't do that. These dudes they just think people got short memories or they got short memories and they just make shit up. But yeah, man, there's nothing new about what Dillian White's talking about. And here's the thing. If Dillian White was trying to they're doing this shit too. I think the UK dudes got a new con job. Okay. I'm good at picking out the con jobs because they change them. Now, this is the new con job. I'm going to pull it up on my phone. They go to IFL TV. They pull up a phone and say, see, it's right there. Nobody can see the fucking phone and what it says on the phone, clearly. Nobody knows what the conversations were around it, but I'm going to expose you. Dude, you just said in front of a bunch of people that the WBC ordered it. What are you going to expose? You just said it. So you saying you're going to release the documents, what fucking difference does that make? You just accused them of it on YouTube that thousands of people are going to see. Anyway, though, I just wanted to go through that real quick. Let's move on. Unless somebody else has something on that. Does anyone have anything on that subject?
I just can say that he needs to release the documents on that B sample. That's it.
Oh man, they ain't no B sample. That shit never got tested. Oh, and that's one thing too. He was calling him a pathological liar. Right? That's what Deontay Wilder was said about Dillian White. You're a pathological liar. So Dillian White tries to find one instance in which Deontay Wilder said that he was lying, but so that don't mean you're not a pathological liar. He's talking about 5 or 6 fucking lies you told. You got a brother named Dean that ain't your fucking brother and whose last name ain't even White. You niggas what? Why you? This dude lies about shit from having a brother. Who lies about it? What dude lies about having a brother? Yeah, this is my brother. I'm sorry. And you're over 8 years old. You know what I mean? And you're over 8 years old. You lied about that. You tested positive for performance enhancing drugs twice, so you was sneaking by motherfuckers on that. Anyway, there is no Dean White. Like, who does that? You lying about who's in your fucking family, dude. Okay. Oh, but I didn't lie about that. Yeah, I lied about all that other shit, but I didn't lie about that. No, yeah, you lying ass. Omega Red said, why no White thought he was pregnant by his husband Dean, and that's why he couldn't fight. Oh, that's hilarious. All right, so we're gonna get on something very California-like. Okay. And it's a situation. We're gonna go political with this one. So this could be good, or I think we all kind of had the same opinion, but let's go through it. I want to ask if anybody has any thoughts about Gayle King and her interview with Lisa Leslie about Kobe Bryant. What are your thoughts on that issue? And just cover your ears when blood talks. But let's start with my man, Curtis Anderson. Or not.
Oh, no, I'm here. I had to unmute myself. You know, this Gayle King and this
Donnie T. All for clicks. What's that about? You can put that in your comment. I'd like to understand what you mean, all for clicks. But go ahead, Curtis. Sorry about that.
Yeah, this Gayle King thing, it cuts real deep, man, because it's called mammyism, where you have a black woman, coonism, and your own try to, take a guy who meant so much to a certain race and try to smear his name, in death, Kobe Bryant, and it's very sad, but I don't get sad when I see stuff like this. I just get angry. I look at her as a traitor. Harvey Weinstein and Kevin Spacey and Al Franken, he was a comedian. He took a picture with filling a woman's breast. And you heard an interview when she said, oh no, that's what the picture looked like. He was just playing around. Just gave him a pass. Gave Zaddy a pass. And this goes back to slavery way back. It's a psychological issue where you have people who wants to put down their own. Harvey Weinstein, I believe, has something on Oprah and Gayle. I don't know what it is, but they refuse to just not acknowledge all the evil deeds, that Harvey Weinstein has done over the years, and shout out to Lisa Leslie because she was on code. See, the thing about this race thing now, you have to be on code. You don't have to, a racist doesn't have to know another racist, but they always on code. And as blacks, Lisa Leslie, she was on code. She didn't, because Gayle King wanted Lisa Leslie to just, fall in the trap and say something negative about Kobe Bryant. It didn't even go to trial, but, I could say a lot, but, people don't say it like that. Kobe or any black man messing a white woman, you could be married to one, will always be known as a rapist. It cuts really, really deep, and Gayle King, now Oprah trying to cover for Gayle King, saying, she's having trouble functioning and death threats, the fake crying, all that. So, when I look at Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King, man, I look at devils, and traitors to the race, not only boxing, but I read books on white supremacy. I read books on politics. I read books, dealing with, the mind state, and that's what Gayle King, that's where she's at. She has something against black men, just like Oprah does, Oprah pulled the strings. So that's why I bring up her name, Gayle King. She gave Gayle King $1 million. So she said, oh, now my best friend is a millionaire. That was like 20-25 years ago. Gave her her own talk show. So whatever Oprah wants, says, Gayle King does. But she should be shamed for it. She's very dangerous. So I don't got too much more to say. But once you try to bury your own, and that's one thing about blacks, we're not going to forgive you for it. Look at O.J. Simpson throughout the years, Gayle King and Oprah Winfrey. It's been others, who done turned their backs on their own race, and once you do that, we're not going to forgive you. You're outcasted. And that's how I see Gayle King. I have nothing but disdain for this woman. And I don't care how much money she has, her and Oprah or whatever, they have an agenda, to make black men look as bad as possible. That's all I have to say.
Drew Titan.
Oh, wow. Where do I begin? This is a sad state of affairs. Their behavior is a direct result of them having a chip on their shoulder growing up from all these black men calling them ugly or whatever have you, or them not being who they wanted to be growing up. Oprah was a fat ass Aunt Jemima looking hoe growing up. Nobody wanted to fuck her. Nobody wanted to date her. I'm sorry. The only niggas that was fucking Oprah was the fat practice bitch. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't quite nab the chick you wanted, but you could nab her fat friend. You could practice on her. You know, you put that shoelace on her chest and keep it pushing. So Oprah was the type of chick that, oh, I sucked your dick. Now I got a boyfriend. No, bitch. You just sucked my dick. And that's how she grew up. All right. And her ugly ass friend Gayle was those are the ugly bitches. You got 2 bad bitches and 2 ugly bitches. You can't get the bad bitches, so you got to practice on the stupid looking ugly ass hoes. So they got a chip on their shoulder, and now they're in a position of power because they sold their souls to these demons. And how do they pay it back? They declare war on black men, as if every black man did that to them. All right. And that's the problem. I'm just keeping it. I'm not going to listen. We're not on MSNBC. We're not on Fox. I'm not going to candy coat any of this shit. I wear multiple hats. I could talk professional when I want to, but right now we just chilling. We just sitting around talking shit. So I'm just going to keep it as gully as possible. All right. I never trusted Oprah, but while she was successful, I remained on code. I kept silent. I didn't say anything until now. All right. And something that Trick Nolte pointed out. There was a situation with Gayle Kim. I'm gonna call her Gayle Kim. Well, Gayle King. She was interviewing Mark Wahlberg, and it's very interesting. Mark Wahlberg was accused way back in 1986 of throwing rocks at a bus full of black kids and shouting racial slurs at them in Boston at the height of their racial tension, and he was identified as one of the people doing that. You think she brought that up when she was sitting across from him? Absolutely not. Look, women like her, they are equivalent to the black nannies that they kept in the house to breastfeed the white children. That's who they are. And they embrace that. That's the difference, though. They embrace that ideology. They don't care. They got what they got. And the fact that they turn their back on their race is enraging, and it's equivalent to a black Trump supporter. You know, when you speak to, because I know one personally, but see, I also know him as a person. I grew up with him, and what do you think I know about him? Whenever there was a fight outside, he was the one getting knocked out all over the place. All right. He would walk around the street and get jumped. They didn't do that to me. I was a fighter. He wasn't. He wasn't cut from that cloth. He was a sucker. He was getting his ass beat all his life. All right. He also lost a family member in the street due to gun violence. And he was also shot and almost killed. And his thing at the height of the Trump thing was, ain't no white person shot me or shot my brother. See, so you hear it in his conversation. He's mad. So how do you rebel? All right. He blames the black culture for his own shortcomings, for his hardships in life. So how do you pay it back? You go extreme to the other side. You go all the way to the other side. You're pro-Trump. That's how it manifested. And this is what we're dealing with Oprah and Gayle. I don't give a fuck about how she feels. Her bank account is 10 times better than mine. All right. Yeah, you getting death threats. Ain't no one going to kill you. That's not what we do. All right. Think about it. That's not what we do. Really. We're not murderers. The Ku Klux Klan killed how many people? All right. As opposed to the Black Panther Party. In fact, all the Black Panther Party did, we were responsible for WIC. Government came and took that and still killed them off. You understand? So they've identified themselves as plain as day. Oprah, plain as day. Gayle, plain as day. We see you. We acknowledge you. Stay your ass over there. We're not as unorganized as you think, bitch. Bitches.
All right. At the time, man, let's move on. Let's move it on to Trap, man. What are your thoughts on that situation, Trap House? Or is there anything else, Drew? I need, because I have like an appointment I gotta make.
No. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, man, I wasn't aware of all this. I don't even know what's said, but I'm associate pretty much what y'all already done put out there. I got a gist of idea of what's going on. But my whole thing is this: I don't I have an issue with especially with black women in particular when they do that. You know, when they have that type of little agenda towards black men. You know, I hate black men type of thing. You know, but and I don't know. I'm guessing she said something that was very low ballish.
Well,
You know.
I'll tell you, she was in the interview. She was interviewing Lisa Leslie of, used to play for the LA Sparks, who knows
Yeah.
Kobe. And they in the interview, she started asking Lisa Gayle King started talking, or Gayle, whatever her name is, started asking Lisa Leslie about the rape, about his rape, him being accused of rape. And Lisa Leslie said she didn't think that he could do that, and she was kind of dismissive of it and said, "Well, you wouldn't know that though, right?" And then Lisa Leslie said, "No, I don't think that should affect his legacy and all that." And plus, they dismissed the case, so and she's like, "Yeah, but he only didn't dismiss it because she wouldn't testify." So people were really pissed off that you would bring up that you have this interview on CBS with Lisa Leslie, and you're spending an amount of time on it, focusing on a 20-year-old case that got dismissed. And then after that, people were really pissed off, and like Snoop Dogg, man. Yeah. So that's the gist of it.
See, this is the thing, man. And that's the thing. I can't understand somebody who has the least amount of morals, probably absolutely none, to sit there and bring up some bullshit or some shit like that, especially while somebody just passed away. I think that's really, really fucked up. And to me, when you do shit like that, you can't. It's hard to redeem yourself from that. It's hard to come back from that because it's like you really, really displayed like evil characteristics at its all-time high. You know what I mean? And that's real fucked up for anybody to really do some shit like that. That's how I feel about it, though, man.
All right, Curtis Anderson.
Oh, well, I went. I went, but I'm gonna say something real quick because I know you got an appointment. When we talk about race, and I talk about race a lot, I have firsthand experience on race because growing up and being partially raised in an all-black town, Paterson, Newark, New Jersey, in the 70s. When my mother separated from my father, we moved from there to Sharon, Pennsylvania, a beautiful racist town, where we was the only black family on the block. And I went to an all-white school, maybe 98%. So I know who I'm dealing with. I read books on white supremacy and Tom Metzger and all that, so I understand certain people perfectly. So I have firsthand experience on race, but we're talking about Gayle King. I just think she's a mammy and she should be shot. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's tough. Blood boxing.
Sorry, man. I'm up here speaking. I'm on fucking mute, man. Yeah, man. I heard about all of this stuff with Gayle King, man, and I guess I'll start it out like this. Gayle King, her pussy is so foul, okay, that environmental protection diagnosed her vaginal flow as toxic waste. Her pussy is so big that all of Harpo Productions could walk in her pussy. In fact, Oprah, she owns what's called the Oxygen Channel, it's called. That's what Oprah needed after Gayle King took off her panties. She needed some fucking oxygen. So they were together that day when she came up with the name, from what I heard. Gayle King's pussy fart is so toxic that she just signed a contract with Raid Products. They're going to start canning them pussy farts up and killing roaches, my nigga. Gayle King pussy smell like a Section 8 couch, okay? That's how I feel about Gayle King. Gayle King pussy is so stink and toxic that environmental protection and the White House barred her from going to Iraq for an interview because they was in fear that she would give the Iraqis the chemicals needed to complete their nuclear weaponry production program, okay? That's how
God damn.
That's how foul the pussy is. You know what? I made a joke about Oprah when I was 13 years old. And I'm going to share the joke with y'all, okay? Now, y'all got to give me a little, and then I'm going to go. This is it. This is all I'm going to say for now, okay? This is the last thing. I'm going to share a little joke on this kind of when I was a kid. But, okay, one day, Oprah Winfrey, okay, she used to have these problems where she was fat. She'll come back all the time, and she'll lose weight. And you remember when she came on her show, and she was on some kind of liquid diet and all kind of stuff. So Oprah was having some weight problems. So one day, Oprah Winfrey decided to go to the doctor. And she was, wanted to get this shit checked out. Like, doctor, I'm having some weight problems. I want to know what I need to do to fix my little weight issue. So the doctor said, okay, no problem. Take off all your clothes. So Oprah Winfrey, she got to taking off her clothes, and she's down to bra and panties. The doctor said, take off your panties and take off your bra. So Oprah took off her panties and bra. The doctor said, get on all fours. Okay, so Oprah got on all fours. He said, crawl over there in that corner over there. Oprah crawled over to that left corner. He said, oh, okay, So he diagnosed the situation. He said, okay, crawl over to this other corner over here. So Oprah went and she crawled on all fours to the other corner. He's looking, and the doctor, he's a little skeptical, but he said, yes, I see here. I think I see what I'm looking for. Okay, now I need you to go to the center of the room on all fours. So Oprah did it. She went on the center of the room on all fours. Doctor looked at her again. He's like, okay, I think I figured it out. And Oprah was like, well, why you got me crawling all over the place like this? He said, before we started your exam, I just wanted to figure out where I was going to put my new big black couch. Okay? That's the joke, okay?
All right. Hey. Oh, man.
Man, she's a bitch. I don't pay her no mind, man. We know what she's about.
Yeah, pretty much, man. So look, we're gonna wrap this up real quick, but I'm gonna speak on what African Sci-Fi Scholar in the super chat. But let me read these super chats first, man, because I really do appreciate you guys supporting the channel, supporting OG Boxing Talk. Cali Enigma said, remember Gayle King is Droopy's doppelganger. She would never ask Harvey Weinstein about this nonsense. Her and Oprah are self-hating sellouts. Bam Bam Tweed, my noob says, salute to the chat, especially my Fi. Good to be back hearing you guys. Yes, sir, brother. Bam Bam Tweed said, Tanashi said, the black body can be destroyed physically and verbally, even by blacks. And one found out a long time ago to know when to speak your mind, but then you got to know when to shut the F up. Yeah, that is no day. That's definitely a skill, man. Vladimir's dad said, I love boxing. Dre's finest said, I'm late, but top of the morning, OGs in chat. And African Sci-Fi Scholar said, did you see Susan Rice defend Gayle? No, let me tell you what I saw Susan Rice do. And I think that this is really important and should tell us really what's going on. Ann Rice, if you guys don't know who Ann Rice is, Ann Rice is I think she's the former Secretary of State in the Obama administration. She also was with the Clintons. She worked for the State Department and special, like her area was especially over like Rwanda, like working in Africa in the early 1990s. She, during the Rwandan genocide, she was with the Clinton administration when they sat on their hands and watched all those people get killed in Rwanda. So she is what you call, she is the CIA. She is the military industrial complex. That's what she is. So when you hear her say what she said to Snoop Dogg, that was a threat. That when she said, okay, Gayle King is one of the most upstanding people, and if you want to come, we've got an army to come after you, and you don't want that because that could get ugly. She's talking about the army. That's literally a woman that is sent in the military into countries to have people killed. She is no fucking joke. She's a warmonger. She is by what I would hope to be considered by any moral and ethical person a mass murderer. She is not now, and I want to tell you, I think differently about people like Suzanne Rice than I do about people in the military. I have a ton of respect for people in the military, people in the Army, the Navy, that go and get into harm's way and do. I got a lot of respect because that's their job, and we all got roles in life. If you're a soldier, I never disrespect soldiers, but the people, the policymakers, send them there. That's who Suzanne Rice is. So for me, when I heard it, I was like, oh, this is not just a woman named Susan Rice. This is the military. This is the U.S. military saying that Snoop. And so when she stepped out there and did that, I was like, yep, makes me feel even more that they're doing this shit on purpose. It's not accidental. It is that there is a thought process behind that is similar to and connected to COINTELPRO and the stuff that went on with the same bodies of people, that she worked with that was going on in the 1960s. So I would say, hey man, that was a threat. She didn't side with Gayle. She threatened Snoop Dogg and anybody else that would think that they gonna get cocky enough to get in the middle of those people's plans. And that's what you see on a regular basis. So that's what I saw. And I thought that of the whole thing, I'm not even looking at Susan Rice because Susan Rice is going to do what the people that support Susan Rice tell her to do. And she went out and just like Gayle King and Oprah, they're there for a reason. And because if they were doing shit that those people didn't want, they wouldn't be there. Right now, you can say maybe they're not there to do what people are telling them to do. Right. So like, oh, Oprah does this because they told him. I'll tell you this. She ain't gonna do no shit that they don't want her to do. Because the minute they do some shit that they don't want them to do, they'll be the fuck out of there. So at the very least, they're approving of it. So anyway, that's my take on it. I want to say gotta close out real quick.
Susan Rice, I know a little Susan Rice too.
No coochie jokes about Susan Rice. I am trying to wake up in the morning, dog.
Okay, no, I'm saying that she's known for putting a good sizzle lock on them girls, man. Have you ever seen a girl put a sizzle lock on another girl?
No. Blood, don't you know she would shoot a missile at your goddamn house?
Don't do that, dude. I'm telling you, man. I'm for real. People like Susan Rice, you stay the fuck away from her, man. I'm telling you. King
do the sizzle lock all the time. Ain't nothing wrong with him.
No, I lived the age of 50 for a reason.
Is my nigga.
Hey, but anyway, man, let's get out of here, man. Hey, man, much love to everybody. Let me tell everybody to get you because I literally got to walk out this door. My man, Drew Titan, get him on his channel. Drew Titan. He's going to be on. He's with LDBC Strong. A lot of fitness fast, has great interviews, man, that he's had on the channel. Has some real superstars up on his channel as of late. I think you got Michael Nunn, right?
Yes, sir.
You got Michael Nunn, man. He's had Nate Campbell on his channel. Man, the dude is really doing his thing. Support Drew Titan over there. Curtis Anderson is on Blue Blood Sports TV. Or live streams throughout the week. Check him out there. The Great Blood Boxing has 2 channels, Blood Boxing and Retro Boxing and documentaries. Always keep a lookout for his work. And of course, the Great Trap House Boxing, the technical aficionado of the LDBC, my man out there from Florida. Appreciate you, man. Subscribe to my man Trap House Boxing and subscribe to the guy that didn't come, that was probably too tired to come today. The singing OG KQKC. Wasn't here today in person, but he was in here in spirit, and we can't wait to get the brother back on next week. And with that, we're going to bounce up out of here. Peace.
Peace.